Boxing truth here. I felt like doing a Jeff Horn versus Terence Crawford preview. Boy, am I looking forward to this fight. Been counting down the days ever since the fight was announced. Was kind of bummed out the fight was postponed due to some fake-ass injury Terence Crawford received. No evidence, no paperwork provided to Team Horn. Crawford's been ducking Horn the past couple of months. Now he's facing reality. He knows what he's up against now. He's been watching some tape. Him and Bo Mack, they've been studying. They know what they're up against now. They see the skills. They see the footwork. They see the speed. They see the awkwardness. They see the angles. This is something Terence Crawford has never seen before. He's never fought this type of style in his professional career. Perhaps never in his entire boxing career. A very weak-ass amateur record. Very weak accolades as an amateur, which is why no promoter picked him up. Weak resume, lightweights, cherry picking, vacant titles. Not a very impressive run by Terence Crawford. But he doesn't really have to do much to be considered top 2 to even top pound for pound, according to some. The dude is overrated, overhyped, and that's all he pretty much is. Just a hyped up fighter who has a lot to prove, especially now that he's in the welterweight division. He's fighting one of the top dogs, and in my opinion, he's fighting the best welterweight right now. Keith Thurman is out of commission. Hasn't done shit in over a year and change. So he's got to get back into the ring and start getting some victories under his belt. Errol Spence, best win is over a Kell Brook coming off a knockout loss. Now he's only had one title defense. He still has a lot to prove. So Jeff Horn has the most recognized win in the division. He's fought 11 world-ranked contenders. He's came up the hard way, fought hungry guys, contenders, undefeated guys, undefeated prospects. You look at the resume, it's more deep than what you think it is. He hasn't had it easy. He's fought different styles, different type of fighters. He may not know who they are, but he's had to work to get to that top ranking. Number 2 for the WBO, number 1 for the IBF. And he had a good close fight with Pacquiao. I don't think he won, but Pacquiao didn't throw enough punches in that fight. Gave away some rounds that he could have made it more clear-cut, but it didn't matter. 2 of the judges only gave him 3 rounds. So Pacquiao didn't throw enough punches in the fight, which is a big reason why he lost. I don't felt he lost, but you can argue that Jeff Horn deserved a draw in that fight. I recently watched it again. I could see why people thought Jeff Horn won, but I still don't think he won the fight. But Horn was very competitive in that fight in pretty much almost every round, even the rounds that he lost. It was a tricky fight to score. I could see why people thought Horn edged it. But Horn is definitely proven. Showed that he can deal with speed. He can deal with footwork. That can deal with counters. He showed that he's very hungry. He's determined. Nothing phases him. He's got tremendous heart, tremendous conditioning, a tremendous chin. Jeff Horn gonna fuck Terence Crawford up. Might be a demolition job. It might be an annihilation. Could be a first-round KO. Horn is just too much dog for Crawford. Crawford's not going to be able to deal with the speed, the angles, the rough tactics, the bigger size, the physicality. I've been doing a lot of studying for this fight. I've seen a number of fights from both guys. Horn is not only the bigger, stronger guy. In my opinion, he's the more skilled fighter. He's the more complete fighter. He's got more tools in his arsenal. He's got the combinations. He's got the lead right hands, the counters, punching while moving. The kid can do it all. The flaw he does have, his defense is not as good as Manny Pacquiao's, but he's working on that. And now that he's got the win over Pacquiao, he's about 20% better than what he was. He's more confident now. He's more determined to hold on to his strap. He's going to be even tougher, this version that Crawford's going to fight this coming Saturday. It's going to be neutral officials as well. It's going to be a more even playing field. One Australian judge, one Italian judge, one American judge, and you got Robert Byrd. Not feeling that, but it's as neutral as it could be. So there really should be any excuses. But I've noticed Crawford, how hyped up he is. His style, he's athletic. He uses his legs to get out of harm's way. The dude got a trash defense, though. Doesn't know how to slip a jab. Doesn't know how to slip a lead right hand. Is wide open for a lead right hand, which is one of Horn's best weapons in his arsenal. Crawford, I seen him get touched up by a washed Ricky Burns. I seen him get outboxed and lose the first 4 rounds to an inactive super featherweight in Gamboa. I seen him get touched up by John Molina. I seen him be matched correctly, which is why he's had some good performances. At least he's had some good performances. But you got to question the resume. The Thomas Delorme's, Derry Johns of the world. And yet he's pound for pound. Now he's gonna be in there with a real fighter, a true welterweight. This is the fight where we're finally gonna get some answers how good Terence Crawford is. Because I already know how good Jeff Horn is. He's really good. This fight's gonna determine whether he's truly elite. But it depends on how he beats Crawford. It might be a demolition job. It might be easy work for Jeff Horn. This could be a mismatch, but not in Crawford's favor, in Horn's favor. I might not even give Horn any props for dispatching Terence Crawford so easily because Crawford is truly just hyped up. I need to see him do this to Jeff Horn, which is the prediction of some of what may occur in this fight. Some people are picking Crawford. Some, experienced trainers say Crawford may win within 5 or 6 rounds, but I got to see that to believe it. I got to see that. If Crawford does do that, then for sure he's real. I'll be impressed. Very impressed if he was to dispatch Jeff Horn like he's done his previous opponents. But Jeff Horn is different. This is a different cat. This is a different animal. And I don't see Crawford blowing him out of there. I see a life and death struggle if he does win. A perhaps controversial decision. But Horn's he's gonna show no respect, just like he showed no respect to Pacquiao. He's gonna step to Crawford and beat the crap out of him in the first round, just like he got the better of Pacquiao in the first round in their fight. It might end early. He might catch him cold, catch him and knock him smooth the fuck out. I cannot wait to this fight, man. Shadow boxing, thinking about it. We're finally going to get some answers about Terence Crawford, whether he's truly legitimate, whether the matchmakers of Top Rank are telling the truth that they think that he's unbeatable. I respect Top Rank's matchmakers, but they're not always right. Just like I'm not always right. But I'm on that matchmaker level. All right? I could see upsets from a mile away. I can call them. And this has upset written all over it. I just never seen Crawford deal with this type of fighter. Deal with this type of fighter with the type of heart, determination that he brings, the toughness, the conditioning, the strength, the speed, the angles. It's going to be too much for Crawford to endure. I got Horn perhaps knocking him out within 6, perhaps early. It's unpredictable how Horn's going to win. It could be a long, dragged-out fight. It could be controversial, where Crawford gets a controversial decision. It could be Horn knocking him the fuck out early, cold, within the first 3 rounds. It really depends on how Horn fights his fight. And he's going to fight his fight. He's gonna find the openings that Crawford has, how he cannot avoid straight punches, how he cannot avoid lead straight right hands. All Horn has to watch out is for Crawford's step back counters. That's how he avoids danger. He uses his legs, he step backs. Just Crawford is not as dynamic as Horn. He's not as complete as Horn. He doesn't have as many moves. Crawford is effective with his step back counters because he's fought unathletic fighters, not fast enough fighters, smaller fighters. I'm not sure those step back counters are going to be effective against Horn. Horn is much faster than the guys that he's previously fought, much stronger, much bigger, and he's got much more dog in him compared to the previous opponents that Crawford has fought. It should be a tremendous fight. This is the fight I'm looking forward to this weekend. Don't really care for Tyson Fury's comeback. I'm glad that he's back, but Albanian cruiserweights, gotta do better than that, dog. Gotta do better than that, man. I know it's been 3 years, but come on, man. With all the shit you popping, you're gonna fight an Albanian cruiserweight? Could care less about Charlo's showcase with Trout or that pointless rematch that nobody's talking about between Mars and Santa Cruz. This is the fight to watch. This is the fight to look out for. This is the fight people are going to tune in for because it's an intriguing fight, which with a very highly probability intriguing outcome. Even though it's on ESPN Plus, you guys can still download it for the free trial and just cancel it 7 days later. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll purchase ESPN Plus later on, but I'm definitely going to be tuning in for this fight. But looking forward to this fight for months. Cannot wait for Horn to expose his hype job. I got Horn within 8 rounds. He's going to be too much dog for Crawford. He's going to rough him up. He's going to outbox him. He's going to land the lead right hands, the body shots. It's going to be an ass whooping. Horn's going to retain his title. And perhaps he'll finally get his respect. Perhaps he'll finally get his props, his just due. Which is unbelievable how Horn's being disrespected, even though he has the more legitimate win here among the two combatants. But maybe he'll get his props, especially with the way I think he's going to dispatch Crawford in this fight. Could be an annihilation. Just might well be a demolition job. Do not underestimate Jeff Horn. This kid is much better than y'all think he is. And he's going to fuck Crawford up. Expose his hype job. Because that's all Crawford is. Good fighter, but nowhere near what people saying he is. Pound for pound number 1. Nah. Jeff Horn has more of a chance of being that than Crawford ever does. But maybe he can prove me wrong, but I don't see it. This is too much that Horn has in his arsenal for Crawford to overcome. Neutral officials, it ain't going to happen. Horn for the upset, but this ain't no upset from my eyes. This is really a mismatch. And Horn's going to dispose of him. Perhaps even easily. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the fight. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.